and I was imposing it on Anthony.
There were years where I felt disconnected because I wasn't the football player's son, and it actually messed with my mind because of the way that.
Hello, my name's Ariel Harrison. We're talking about Pastor Tony Evans. He's really trending right now online, and I wanted to bring out something about this man of God that has struck me for a long time. And that fact that has struck me about him is his kids. It's not even him. The fact that his kids all serve the Lord and are all living healthy, beautiful lives, for me is a greater testament of this man's walk than the church or these other things. Kids don't lie. They're not just going to do something if their heart isn't behind it. And for all four of his children to serve the Lord and to be the way they are, that is a testament to his ability to raise them up and parent them in God. And I wanted to play this video because when I saw it, it touched my heart a lot. And it's about Anthony Evans, who is a musician, singer, songwriter, and his father, Tony Evans.
Time, now that it's coming back, it shouldn't be coming back right now, but it's coming back. He was sitting at the piano, playing the piano. But he wasn't singing yet, but he was just playing at the piano. And I told him, stop playing that piano. I said, stop playing the piano. Let's play football. We don't play the piano. We play football, all right? And I remember, I don't know if you remember that. You do, or you weren't supposed to remember. But I want him playing no piano. I want him playing football. Look how big he is, you know? And that's imposing something. I was perpetuating the wrong thing with him. See, one of the principles in Scripture is when it says train up a child in the way he should go, the Hebrew word there is train up a child according to their bent. And what I was doing is I was taking my bent and I was imposing it on Anthony.
There were years where I felt disconnected because I wasn't the football player's son, and it actually messed with my mind because of the way that between my dad being that football dad and culture in general, and then being an African-American male on top of that, where emotions aren't necessarily a thing we talk about or discuss, or you're weak if you let them come up. So I had this dichotomy between what culture says masculinity is, and then David, who's a guy after God's own heart, who was always on being led by his emotions and having to try to rein that in. But he was a man after God's own heart. So I'm working with that internally. But then also I have a dad who, when things are brought to his attention, I'll never forget being 27 and staying at their house one of these times when I'm in Dallas, and I tell him how things affected me growing up. I'm having this conversation with him and my mom, telling them how I felt growing up as I tried to be the third child peacekeeper and keep everything on the inside and bottled up. And my dad, I'm 27 years old, he opens the door and proceeds to apologize about how I felt, how he didn't know. He didn't make excuses. It wasn't like, I'm sorry, but it was just, I'm sorry about the way that you felt. I did not know that. And if I would have known that, I would have done things different. I thought that I was helping and wasn't helping. I mean, that was at 27. So to have that kind of moment, it's the same thing that happened with you and your dad in a different way. It's that moment changed a heart that was actually getting hard and callous toward faith in general. Wow. And he actually didn't know that. Wow. Like I was singing and running around, but I was doing it to get the acceptance for the performance and all that stuff. And I was about to be done with it all until that apology happened.
So that struck me so deeply, because there are a lot of people that are in places of woundedness and offense, even with parents, and they've rejected God because of some parental thing. And he said, he's 27, but he had built his foundation on something that wasn't true, and there was hurt there. And so he's ready to give up on God. But this apology from his father intercepts a pathway that could have led to destruction. And when he was telling that story, I'm thinking, man, it takes a lot of humility to be able to say, I'm sorry, I didn't know you felt that way. Because he could have been like, I'm Anthony Evans, or I'm Tony Evans. I have this massive church. All these other kids are being raised right, and they're good because of what I've done. All these, you know what I'm saying? You could go to self and really quickly and try to justify yourself. But to actually say, I apologize, I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention. And to not try to justify the decisions. Takes a level of humility that in that situation broke whatever offense, whatever was being built up by the enemy. That love and humility disengaged and deactivated what was happening. And this man is older and is now serving the Lord, and it's evident. And really that was love, because love, it says love keeps no record of wrong. Love operates from a place that disarms the enemy, and that's what happened right here. And my husband and I, we have a toddler, and so I think often like, Lord, I want my child to serve you. I don't want him to just serve you because mom and dad serve you, but I want him to know you for real. And I want our lives to reflect the goodness of God, for him to say, I want to serve the God they serve because I see how good that God is to them. And my husband has, we often ask advice from people that we see have children and their children are serving God or love or are walking a straight path in the Lord. And so we'll ask them, how did you do that? And my husband asked this person, and they said, apologize to your children when they're young. Apologize to them when you make mistakes or you harm them or something. When you apologize to them, it opens up this place in your children where they can trust you. And he said, you want your children to trust you. And someone else told my husband, and he related to me, that, when your kids become teenagers, keep the line of communication open. They have to know that you love them. So keep the line open. And he also said the apology thing. And it is very true, because in this life, parents are really built-in mentors. But when the child does not seek wisdom from parents, they cut them off from a generation of wisdom and wealth and everything that could help them. And so that place of trust and relationship, really, I think it's just relationship where you can go to them and connect and get the help that you need. But this topic right here touched me deeply. And so there's a lot going on about Pastor Tony Evans right now, but this, it shows me a lot. And like I said before, he's got 4 kids. All 4 of his kids serve the Lord and are living lives of integrity and faith in God. And that says a lot. That says a lot to me. This is my channel. I want you to go ahead and subscribe for more content, and also click the live portion. There's a ton of videos in the live section of this channel that will build you up in your faith and encourage you. So I hope that you guys take advantage of that, and I'll see you on the next video.